Hello, my name is Enrico Ferraro. I will show you in this video how you can set up your virtual reality environment to use with Revizto, and I will take that with the example of the MetaQuest 2. I start with a slideshow to show you basic stuff, and then I will go further. Just for you to know, in our YouTube channel, you will find some more cool videos to look at. But now let's go into the VR settings. So first, you need to install all drivers and all software you need, like having a Meta account and so on, for your goggles. In the MetaQuest 2 world, you have two options. One option is to connect your goggles without a link cable. So it's called an Air Link. And if you have the Air Link, you have the possibility to connect via without a cable. But then your goggles and your computer have to be in the same network. Typically, a 5 gigahertz VLAN will be the best option. And you have to connect then within the Oculus device to be connected with a Quest Link. I will show you all that with the link cable. So I have a connection with a USB cable, which is nice because it charges the goggles. So if you want to do a longer trip, a virtual one, then you will have the goggles charged all the time. So you have to make sure that the goggles are connected with your computer. And when you have that, so maybe if you have multiple headsets, different ones, like HTC and Oculus ones, then you should make sure in the settings, so here is the German menu, but in the settings you have in the common settings, the OpenXR runtime settings to say that the MetaQuest is the standard device. So just a little hint for that. The other thing is then when you see your goggles and your controllers, here you are ready to connect, and then you could start your Oculus viewer. So when you use then the goggles with controllers, just to know, you have one button here, the Y button, to switch on the menu on and off. You have the gravity on the left controller. On the joystick, you have the possibility to move forward, backward, left and right. On the right controller, you could move up and down, turn left and right, and you could teleport you with the trigger, and you could speed up with the left trigger. So when you start up your goggles or the application, you will see this menu, so you don't have to memorize all of that. And I have some informations for you. If you like, just come up to me. I have some tips and tricks as well for the usage of HTC Vive. So let's go now to the basic settings within the application from Meta. So here you have the settings. Again, here in the general settings, the OpenXR runtime environment should be connected to the MetaQuest link. And then on the devices, you should have your goggles connected here with a cable, and you see here the battery charge of everything, and then you are ready to start the application, which is the Revizto for Oculus in my case. When the application is started, you see on your laptop screen that you can just choose the project you want to get in. And when it is loaded, you will see in your goggles the possibility to choose in the menu. So you see here the Revizto surface as well on your goggles. And you can just go back and then take the big mouse and click on Load Selected Models. And when you start up your project, you will see then this help page, which shows you what button is doing what, and then you can close that on the laptop screen, and then you take your controllers on your screen with your goggles, and you will then be able in the model where you can use the trigger to just teleport yourself to a certain place on the model, and you could just look around. You could move on. So I go to this window, and then I will just enter this room like that. And you have the possibility here with the blue laser pointer, which is coming out of your right controller, to teleport you to somewhere. You can look around, and with your with your right controller, with the trigger, you can do a double click on an object, and you will then be able to see the properties of this object. And with your right controller, you can just move through and have a look what kind of uh, column you have clicked on. With your left controller, with the Y button, you can just close this menu and you can go on. So little repetition: with the joystick of your left hand, you can move forward, backward, left and right. With your right joystick, you could just move up and down. So for example, like here, I will go to the next floor and could just continue with my round view, with my walkthrough. So if you click the Y button, you will get the menu. And with that, the person which is sitting on the computer is then able to have control on the menu. So I do that on this side again, because like that, I can just take the mouse and I see within the goggles, plus the person sitting at the laptop is then able to click to choose a specific stamp. So could maybe close this menu. The person at the laptop can then, with the mouse, clicking here, placing a stamp somewhere and create an issue. And the person with the goggles should just look to the place where you want to place this issue. So in that case, I could say it's an architectural issue, and I place it somewhere here. And I could then add some informations, but this will be done from the person on the laptop. And if the person with the goggles want to go on, just press the Y button on your left controller and you are free to go around. So you take then your controllers and you continue the review process.